All right, welcome to Kampala, Uganda. And what better place to introduce the city on this first day of 2026 than to show you Kampala Road. Kampala Road starts from right where you see that tree, basically at the border of Watoto Church. And right now, I would say this is Musisi's fountain, built some time back when Jennifer Musisi was the executive director of Kampala capital city. And it's a beauty to behold. This is actually Chagwe Road coming from All Saints Cathedral at the hill of Nakasero, at least the upper suburbs of Nakasero Hill, where actually a state house is also located. And Chagwe Road slopes right straight this side to the old Kampala Mosque, and there is a beautiful sunset over the old Kampala Mosque. Wow, I don't know whether you'll be able to see the orange hue of the sunset. Let me see. My camera doesn't do it justice. No. Wow, beauty. And that's Gaddafi Mosque, old Kampala, Uganda. So anyway, let me take you around Kampala and just show you a bit. Uganda is actually a country that has multiple religions, just as I have demonstrated in this video, having the Muslim headquarters, old Kampala Mosque right there, Watoto, which began as Kampala Pentecostal Church, and then All Saints Cathedral, which is for the Protestant/Anglican, a distinction I am unable to actually make. So I'm going to start my walk from here and just walk through the city, and show you what the city looks like. First beginning with Kampala Road, and this is a resting point should you find yourself in Kampala, Uganda, and have nowhere to rest from, but also beware of street kids. But Uganda is not really as deadly as other cities. It's actually a very hospitable place. To be stolen, you must have offered a really huge temptation. More of Chagwe Road, more of Watoto Church. After this church, I think this was a movie theater and was acquired by Gary Skinner in the 80s and converted to Kampala Pentecostal Church and was renamed to Watoto Church. I don't know why, but I suppose children of God, because Watoto is a Swahili word to mean children. So if you didn't know, East Africa at some point felt like Swahili should be an official language. Now, this is Kampala Road, and these shops in the past, in the post-colonial era, was full of Indian shops, but now it is less Indian. There are few who return who still operate on it, but it's basically the street where you will find computers, laptops, electronics. As you can see, I see DSN, computers and laptops. I see IT solutions, computers and laptops, computer plaza, but doesn't stop operations to be here. Now I don't know what's happening here. Hope channel. So I don't know whether this is a church or what the event here is. How people are taking photos. King and Queen's event, gospel music concert. Anyway, some shops have shown up, but most of the shops are largely closed on this first day of December 2025. And this is the local Kampala. This is City Arcade, a home for repairs in comes to laptops. I know it because I've bought a few parts from it at some point. Then we have EM Plaza, and then E Tower. Very hard to forget. There's E somewhere. I don't know whether the owner is the same person, because I see the aluminium cladding and glazing is almost similar and equally ugly, poorly done. Kampala Road for you. Banana. Now the structure next to it was, I think, reconstructed recently, just as many of them are being reconstructed. This, I've seen them sell furnitures for a very long time, but their price tags are not for the faint-hearted. I think 39 million. 40 million, that's a car. In fact, it's a plot of land for someone to just sit Interesting. And anyway, that's up to 10,000 USD, in case you're wondering why I'm complaining. I see some accessories I would have bought, but there's no knowing whether it works or not. And besides, the person probably would ask for me an unreasonable price. But alright, let's take you more into the city. It's very sad that during this Christmas holiday, or over the past 6 years, there's been less and less of decorations around the city to commemorate Christmas. So if you see these balloons, these are the few who tried to do their best to remind us that we are in the Christmas season, a time to relax and re-energize for the new year, which is today. Some Indian shops open right there. They're not taking their chances. Besides, some people may be wanting to buy things, so it helps that someone at least chosen to open up shop. Anyway, let me cross the street and get myself to the other side, because it's a better way to show you the street as I walk through its center. So this is Uganda, Kampala, on the 26th, number 26, 2026, the first day. This tower also was recently opened, Liberty Tower. They have a main gate. I think I don't appreciate that. I love to be able to be accessed at all times. And if I were to get a space, probably on the other building, the new Pioneer Mall, which is more organized. So in case you want to exchange money, there's the King Fahad Plaza. So right there you'll find a lot of forex bureaus. In Uganda, it's quite easy to exchange foreign currencies, which I've seen is not the case with other countries. You have to go to the main bank, such as what you see in front there. That is Mapera building, the headquarters of Centenary Bank, an institution with the Catholic Church affiliation. I think these other guys also cared to put some lights for the festive season, Christmas. Yeah, at least they tried. It was an endeavor. To me, I'd be tempted to support them. What do they sell? I don't know. I don't see any signpost, really. Are these like street people? Yeah, it's kind of sad. But yes, we are coming right in the middle of the city. I almost left my camera visible to the people. I normally overlay it with a pull down menu so that whoever is in front of me, when they come behind, they can't tell I am doing a street vlog. I see again DSN computers. I don't sell second hand and new laptops. So this is Shell, City Square, and City Square is right in front there. So let me take you up to City Square to give you a glimpse of how the city is looking like today. Yeah. So when we are crossing, it's best to watch out all sides for motorcycles. Okay. And he has done a U-turn. I don't know whether they're allowed to do U-turns from there. But yes, Centenary Bank, this is Mavilizi Complex. So anyway, if you find yourself in Kampala, Uganda, and cannot trace where you are and need to be found, please find Mapera building, ask for City Square, which is right opposite Mapera building. Tell the person that is looking for you that you're at City Square or Mapera building. And a new Pioneer Mall. Yep. I don't know how this place was looking like during the day, but I don't think any much different from what is there right now. So that is the City Square. Basically, it's supposed to be a public space for both relaxing and all that. Now I see that it is lit up. But it began as Government Square in the colonial days, and it was named City Square. Then in the 1995, when the new constitution was passed, it was renamed to Constitutional Square, a name that never really didn't stick. So you'll still have it called City Square today. It has a bus stop, public toilets in case you want to relieve yourself, and a new Pioneer Mall. right here. People are closing shop, being the first day of the month. Not so many have shown up. It makes sense for food guys to be around. Electronics, not so much. But again, people's buying trends can vary deeply. So a lot of the shops are closed. And these are the so-called malls of Uganda. Street guys selling. Now let me go up to the old taxi park to just give you a glimpse of how the park is like today. A lot of music on the street. I do not know where that gives me the copyright, but if not, no problem. And I am going to probably find ways of taking you back as I exit the city. Strange. I told you buying habits are different. Some people are buying phones now, which is interesting. Baton Mall. Baton Mall. I don't know who Baton was, but actually that road that slopes to the old taxi park is actually called Baton Road. And Baton Road has a mini roundabout, and I like to think it will be signaled anytime soon. Meeting, this is Wilson Road. The next is William Street. I think in the previous video you guys saw it. I don't know whether I have a coin, but alright. I think I need myself some sugar cane. So let me get some sugar cane. Jeba. That's 500 shillings. Ngabwakendera. The answer. So this is the famous Nakasero Mall. So if you want phones, both new and old, stolen and not stolen, it's the building. Phones with issues and those that don't, it's where to come. Anyway, let's journey. What powder is this? It looks like washing powder, like detergent. I see shoes, I see street. Yeah, so this is when you see the street hawkers, it's just that their businesses are too small that they live hand to mouth, as the word would be. They cannot have enough food to cover them for all the days of the year. So any day that sees human movement, they will use it to sell a thing or two. Now before I go to the old taxi park, let me first take you on Luomo Street. It's a pedestrian street, but of course motorcycles find it convenient to also use it. So Watoto Tower, bordering Nakasero, and then this is Hanifa Tower. This other one I don't. Timoseo. So this is the building. It's someone I need to meet from here. Seems to be good at both cheap level repair for phones, so I need him to give me a lesson or two in the trade. So I think people are walking around town, have a tour. At least this batch in front, they look more like a family. Yeah. So people have begun the new year by creating a back or two. This is a beautiful country. And I hear music in the foreground. I do not know how this performs. Now, Majestic Plaza, Royal Plaza, Majestic Plaza, one of the oldest plazas around. Anyway, I'm heading right into the music. I hope it's not problematic, but generally speaking, let me show you the old taxi park right there. What I don't know is, I think there are fewer taxis, but I'm going to go on the other side and show you. Should I go to that side? I think I'm going to rotate around just to show you around the periphery. So I'll head on Luomo, not Lumumba. But I like what MTN has done, putting huge billboards that tell you which taxi takes you where. Actually, those are 13 passenger vehicles. So from near and far out of the city, that's where you will find transportation to the suburbs of the city and suburbs of So Let me just take a walk. I see bags and I see people in action. So, all right. Now I'm in a space that many may consider unsafe, but strangely, it's not unsafe because everyone here is about business. For it to be stolen, either it's a pickpocket or something like that. Interesting boots. Unfortunately, I don't have money and I have to wiggle through human traffic. I wish you guys saw this space on Christmas Eve. You could have thought it was a swarm of human beings, probably dropped from I don't know where, out of space. Anyway, let's try to rush through. So you can see here pre-recorded messages announcing what they are selling. I don't know whether anyone is even able to hear them. So let's take a walk. I bought some sugarcane and they are at less than, I think, 15 cents. So you can have yourself some 6 pieces of sugarcane cutting. And these are organically grown sugarcane. Now this street, I think, I've forgotten the name of this street. Let me guess it to you before I call it Nachivuva. Yeah, this is Ben Chiwanuka Street. So Ben Chiwanuka Street is bordering the old taxi park right there, and this is the action here. Basically 2026 has started in full swing. I can't believe I was going to not show you this action. Now this must be Mukwana Arcade, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, this is Mukwana Arcade. And Kupa Complex always confuses me. City Best Complex. I don't know whether that was the time when Complex was the in term for marketing one's building. Nowadays I see plazas, then I've seen arcades, then I'm now seeing malls. So it shows you how time is changing over the years. Anyway, this is the action on the street. Yeah, shoes under sale. Some interesting selections, both official and casual wear. And let me just pass through here. But Uganda is actually blessed with food stuff. I see bags. Who would buy bags at this time? I don't know. But anyway, school time is about to come, and Uganda has a lot of boarding school things. And this was right here is I think the area that is Ham Shopping Center, and this is actually a Channel Street. So behind you'll see Nachivuvo Stadium, or now Hamisi Gundu Stadium. There's actually a huge array of lights, but that's not why we're here. Let's go back to Ben Chiwanuka Street. Street action. Used phones and more foodstuffs right there. And this is the older taxi park. So Ben Chiwanuka goes and meets the Entebbe Road that goes to Queen's Tower, and then on this side takes you to meet Chagwe Road. And we are in the old taxi park. So the old taxi park has taxis, shared taxis of 14 passengers that take you to places. Now this one is the Mukono stage, taking you to Mukono Big Costa stage, Seta, and Namamve. But that's not where I'm going. That's actually outside Kampala. I see Jinja B, so that's a stage also outside Kampala. That's in eastern Uganda after Mukono. Namuwongo Street, that's within Kampala. I see Chisugo Bokasha. And I like what MTN has done with the billboards. They should be lighting, but it looks like and it chooses to come on as I was complaining about lighting. So I think they are solar triggered by darkness, and these ones had forgotten probably by virtue of dust in them. And we have Makere stage. If you've seen most of our videos, I've started from around there. Makere, Sapolo, Kagwa, Chikoni, Canaan land. That's the stage. So that's within Kampala. Let's see which other stage. There's Ginger B. That means there has to be an A. So Ginger A and B, what's the difference? Let me see. What's the difference? What's the difference? Ginger B Costa has no name of roots. This Ginger A actually has the name of roots. Maybe they go to the same places. I see Iganga, Kamuli, Mayuge, Kaliro. Basically, that's Busoga region. Yeah, so let's exit the old tax park. I see Mbale stage, Mbale, Tororo, Palisa, Malaba. That's that. So if you see these taxis, these newer versions are called the drones, and they tend to go places. Now the older ones tend to go to nearer places. Yep, long distance, short distance. But some of them try as much to see that they also see long distance action, since that has more lump something. I see Lugazi. Lugazi is much nearer, just after Mukono. So Lugazi, Kawolo, Chiyindi, and Senyi. It's usually Kisenyi, but I don't know why they call it Senyi. And the certain stages are also popular because of the churches and ministries that are there. Now, Pastor Tom stage, that's Mutundu, Esther, Chitevi, Wankulukuku, Kawowo. So there's a prominent preacher called Tom, has a church there. So actually most churches came up in places where the average taxi would not reach, but because of the need for transport to go and pray, and now services are there at almost every weekday. Such stages have developed more public announcement of businesses. And this is Kampala 2026, how it looks like. I feel like I should take you through Nakasero market. It's a food market, but right in front that side. However, a winter market would be on the other side, way beyond those buildings. It's also a market, but for the lower end people. This one is more for the urban people. So let's take this street. This is Market Street. I think it's one of those streets that don't belong to either the name of a colonial administrator or a native. Market Street, very direct and precise. You know what it is about? It's about market, going to buy stuff. And in Uganda, when we say market, it's actually to say where you find produce. And you can see some people already retailing it from the market guys. It's strange that Victoria University has its home here. I don't know whether it's its permanent home or it's just a branch. I used to see them on Ginger Road. I no longer see that sign, but maybe they have since left that area. Energy Center. So this space here, if you see Energy Center, that's basically things to do with electricity. So if you want to do electricals, wiring, outlets, basically accessories for electricity, this is the place to go, to come. But because today is 1st of January, there's little action. This place is always still as active as day, even at this time where we are about to clock 7 p.m. We are shy of 7 p.m. by just 2 minutes. It's 6:58 p.m. East African time. So we are from Old Taxi Park on Market Street, going to Nakasero Market, and you can already see signs of produce. So I think because of the lack of people buying for now, the trucks that bring the produce into the city have decided to park, and now they are offloading their things, probably selling. Oh, people actually acquiring stock. Yep. So when I say Market Street, yes, I mean produce. Those are cabbages. Even a private truck has brought cabbage. So, wow, cabbages. And by the way, if you know of the favorite Ugandan food, the Rolex, street food actually, cabbages are a staple with eggs, watermelon. Let me give this motorcycle guy space. The little guy wants to squeeze me. Watermelon, and these are very sweet. Ugandan organically grown watermelons. So I've seen cabbages, pumpkins, watermelons, produce trucks delivering produce into the city. And strange as it may sound, these fruits or produce are grown far from the district of Kampala, but yet everyone brings to the district of Kampala, and food is therefore cheapest in Kampala, Uganda, than even the areas where they are grown. Strange. It's like everyone is selling to everyone bringing to Kampala. Anyway, for now, the street is bustling. These are fruits. I think those are people who would love to blend juice. This is the fruit section. I will not take you on a tour of the Nakasero market, but for now, just need to know that it's on Market Street. And Market Street, this is also Market Street. How many Market Streets are there? Okay, maybe whoever named that signpost kind of confused it because it just came from, oh yeah, that building borders Market Street, so it makes sense for him to call it that. But this one in particular, that wraps in an L shape around that, this is Chikuvo. So let me see what this one is called. At times these names vanish from me, but because I'm taking you on a walking tour of Kampala on the first day of 2026, I think it's also fit to tell you which street I am on. And wow. Okay. I think that's in just a bit. But for now, let's go and meet Kampala Road as I get for you the name of this street. But the one we are yet to cross is Luwumu Street, which we met from the other side. So Duster Street, peculiar name. So this is called Duster Street. Weird name. I don't know who Duster is. Was it an Indian? But then this is Luwumu Street. And now who's calling me? Hello? 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 No, I'm outside. It will be an hour, but I have a feeling if you call Ken, he will pick the key from me. So maybe that could also be a contributing factor, like being disturbed yet I have the key. I think it would be wise. But though he had told me, because yesterday I asked him whether I should give it to him after opening for you, then he had told me today. So I don't know whether he had needed it in the morning, but because today stretches up to midnight, I chose to understand it as even night is fine. So if you have where you can chill, give me an hour, because right now I'm in town. You what? Anyway, it's up to you. Anyway, so guys, I'm on Kampala Road, and by the way, this is a beauty to behold. And I kind of like to unofficially call this Wall Street of Uganda, because it's laid with banks. That's Cairo Bank, this is Equity Bank, and then we have the headquarters of Centenary Bank, and the main regulator, the Bank of Uganda. It also has a fair share of its own stories. But yeah, there's actually a moon right in front there, which is a very interesting sight to behold. I don't know whether you guys can see that, but yeah, that's the moon. Very beautiful. So this is Kampala, Uganda, and we are on Kampala Road, which is a very beautiful place. Some decor for Christmas, and taxi drivers trying to look for passengers. Anyway, this is back to City Square. I think you saw it earlier, but that's because I wanted to show you a comprehensive glimpse of how Kampala looks like. Anyway, let me just cross over to have you see City Square. I like the fact that it's decorated. The way that guy is blinking lights, I don't quite get it. He might think he owns the road or is running an ambulance. But yes, so yep, City Square. And I found some very interesting naming for the streets around the City Square. One there was called Square One. This one here is actually Square Two. Very interesting name, how original. But actually it meets Uganda Road in the distance. And this is the public toilets. Those were refurbished recently, and they are actually still being maintained and clean. The colors they chose for the ruling party, I suppose, they're actually cleaning now. Interesting. So do not be charged to ease yourself when City Square public toilets are here. They're actually run by the Kampala City Council Authority right there. Now look at the beautiful lighting. It is sad that people are not allowed in, but I think this was done for Christmas. So this is the former government square, now City Square, named Constitutional Square, a name that chose not to hold for so long and simply reverted to City Square as people love it. Anyway, it kind of fits it because there's been less for following the Constitution recently. I would have wanted to cross through, but I cannot. I would probably be in violation. And let me see on this end where this stops. Yeah, so this is Square. This is Mapera building, the home of Centenary Bank. But I kind of feel they are also not serious. They need to light up the other letters of Centenary Bank. The plus in the middle kind of signals the church roots. Anyway, let me go to this other one. I don't know whether it's etiquette film within a public toilet. This side is for ladies, so the other side is for men. Let me see what it holds for us. Where will the man enter from? Yep, I think this is for men. And yeah, I'm going to do a short call of nature. I hope I don't show you my well watered, and the forceps are working very well. Very well. So it's actually hygienic. Interesting. And no one has asked me for money, so do not die with your stuff. When nature calls, that's the place. There's actually another on the other end next to Watoto Church. I think you saw it at the beginning of this video. So, yep, this is Square One Road, and behind it is the Central Police Station headquarters, and actually the Supreme Court right to this other side, back to my visitor complex. I think let me end this video from right here as I head back to Kampala. Sorry, I head out of Kampala, Uganda. And please watch the other video. Ciao.